When we lose a loved one, our heart takes a tremendous hit. It actually breaks. Sometimes it feels so broken beyond repair or any kind of healing that we don't know what to do about it. And I get it, because my heart broke too when I lost my daughter Zoe, and I wasn't sure if it was going to mend. So let's walk together, and I'll share a powerful mindset shift that can mean the difference between a broken heart that never heals versus what can actually help mend your heart. Hey friend, welcome back to Grief Questions Answered. I'm Eric, and it's my goal with these videos to share everything I've learned about how to survive, find the support in the loneliness of grief, and how to intentionally get back up and live beyond the loss of a loved one. If this grief tip doesn't help you today, I am confident it can and will help you at some point in the future, so be sure to save this video to watch later on. Now, today's question comes from Beth, who asked me, why does it feel like my heart will never heal? And Beth, there's nothing worse than a broken heart, especially after the loss of a loved one. And if the grief is fresh, it can and probably is so powerful that you feel like your heart has been absolutely crushed. And I get it. When I lost my daughter Zoe, the pain that I felt was physical, and it was in my chest. And by the way, the best way that I can describe it is that it's extreme heaviness and incredible emptiness at the same time. In fact, there are a lot of emotions amplified by our grief, and only because it pulls our focus towards the loss. But I want to call out a contrast between physical wounds and emotional wounds in this video. You see, when it comes to healing a physical wound, it takes a couple of things: time and aiding the process. If you have a major surgery, your recovery time could be months. If you're injured in a major accident, it could take years of rehab before you can even get back on your feet. And even in the case of minor wounds, we apply ointments or bandages, and in some cases stitches, to help the process of healing along. And all along this time frame, you're going to appointments, you're receiving care and support, and it's just part of that process of healing. And here's the thing: we don't beat ourselves up if it takes a long time to heal these physical wounds. We don't say to ourselves, I'm never going to get better. But maybe some of us do. And if that's the case, then keep watching this video, because I've got an important thing to share with you. If we are to mend our heart, we have to look at healing emotional wounds the same way we look at healing our physical wounds. You see, grief is an intangible injury. We can't see it or touch it, but we feel the hell out of it. I'll tell you that much. It's why some people say really horrible things to us, like, can't you just get over it? Or can't you just be grateful for what you already have? They can't see anything physically wrong with you, so they don't know or even believe there's a wound there. And this is a major issue with mental health these days, but that's a video for a different time. But I do wonder, though, if others would say, you're not really healing fast enough if you were physically injured. My guess is probably not. So for this video, Beth, I want to help by giving you a powerful mindset shift, and you might want to write this down. You see, if we want to mend our heart, we first need to shift our perspective about time. And it's this: time doesn't heal all wounds. It's not the driver of our healing, it's a companion. And so just like physical wounds, what's needed along with time is for us to help our healing by applying the mental ointments of self-care, the bandages of support and companionship, and sometimes the stitches to pull our hearts back together with the help of a community, a coach, or a therapist. And just like physical wounds, we've got to give ourselves permission to reset expectations of where we'll be in 6 months or even a year from now, because everybody heals differently. And so, Beth, Give yourself those additional tools to heal by working with someone, joining a community focused on helping you move through your grief, not just to talk about where you are and without a path forward. Okay? Give yourself the permission to connect with a coach or a therapist if you truly feel like your heart won't mend at all. Because here's the thing that I've seen. Some people actually focus on keeping that wound open so that it allows them to feel something in their loss. But I invite you to feel something different and do something different. I've also seen what happens when people care for their heart in their grieving process so they can heal as best possible. And so for you, Beth, I know your heart hurts right now. It's probably crushed. And look, if it's any consolation, my heart has a lot of scar tissue attached to it because of the way that I chose to help heal it. And in some cases, that scar tissue is actually much stronger than what I had beforehand. So remember, there is no timeline for your grief and your healing. Just keep going and focus on what you need to heal yourself over time. And by the way, I'm going to put a link in to another video that I did earlier, and I invite you to go watch that video right after this one because it's a good analogy of what happens when the heart heals after a loss. And as always, I hope this helps. Do you have a question about grief that I can answer for you? If so, let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't done so yet, click that subscribe button down below, as this is the best way to get notified of new videos just like this and to show support for our channel. So let's continue to walk together, and I'll see you in next week's video.